Yes, good evening and welcome back to DR Sports Transfers for another edition of the show. Time for a roundup. I think there's been so much happening today in the transfer market. Before we get into the ins and outs of what's been going on in Europe, make sure that you do subscribe to become a member of DR Sports. The link is in the chat. You can do that now. It allows you to access content a little bit earlier than the rest of the normal subscribers. You also get your own emojis and stickers for the live chats, and they get prioritized as well. So a lot of good reasons to join DR Sports. Make sure you do that for us if you can. And of course, like the video and smash that subscribe button if you haven't already. It's very much appreciated. Right, let's get into it then. Lucas Paquetá is a very talented midfielder, has been plying his trade in France recently. But this morning, out of nowhere, West Ham United, I know Nicky will be very happy about this bold move in the market. It looks like 40 million euros, that is, euros has been agreed. They're still discussing personal terms, so no full agreement has been made yet, but they have accepted the bid and they're advancing in personal terms now. That's according to Sheth at Sky Sports News. Now, the 24-year-old Brazilian midfielder could turn out to be, if he does go to the London Stadium, could turn out to be another Bruno Guimaraes type of signing, which doesn't necessarily break the bank. I mean, 40 million euros is still a lot of money, but in terms of buying that creative kind of number 8 that can do on playing across many different roles for the team, I think that's a decent one. I really do think that's a good buy for West Ham, and they need to spice that midfield up. It's been Rice and Ziyech for some time now in the middle, and I feel like you need another a number 8 in there. He'd be a different player to who else have they got? Lanzini, that's what I'm looking for. He's more of a 10. But I do think in the midfield, they needed to spruce things up a little bit. And it looks like if this goes across the line, which it could well do, it could be an incredible signing for West Ham. Let us know what you think about this. Jaden in the comments saying Arsenal need to hijack this, which is funny you say that because Edu, the negotiator really when it comes to Arsenal transfers, has tried to hijack it. He wants the player as well. We know that Paquetá has been linked with Arsenal for a couple of transfer windows. It's obviously Hudson-Adoi as well that they've been linked with, which it looks like they're going to miss out on. But Edu does want to maybe have a word with Paquetá whilst he's still in London before he signs the deal. So, I mean, Arsenal fans, you've said it there, Jaden, in the comments. Do Arsenal fans want this deal hijacked? You've obviously brought in Fabio Vieira as well as another number 8 this season. So it looks like Arsenal's work isn't done. We all knew that Arsenal wanted to make 1 or 2 new signings before the end of the window shuts in around about a week's time. Zappy Alien says, if we wanted him, we would have got it done. Tielemans and Neto for us, or Gakpo if Rangers win. Interesting. Right, RMW has listened to me. Thank you very much. He is now, or her, or they are now a new YouTube member to the channel. So there you go. Join RMW. And RMW, if you're watching, straight away, you can use those Don Robbie emojis and everyone else can see them in the chat. So make sure you get involved. Birch Ob says, you think Liverpool signed anyone before the window shuts? This is the thing. It begs the question to Liverpool fans, why weren't we in for Lucas Paquetá? Linked with all the top clubs in the last 18 months. Liverpool desperately need a midfielder. But again, I think I agree there with that previous comment. If Liverpool wanted him, we would have got him. The fact that West Ham are coming in with pretty much a low ball offer means that maybe he wasn't the right player for Liverpool. But West Ham Fan TV, controversially there, says this deal won't get done, let alone Paquetá signing for West Ham. West Ham Fan TV, who we were with this morning, obviously we've had all of them on DR Sports. We've had Jason, Dan and Nicky as well. Let me know who that is saying that. Is it Jason, Dan or Nicky who's actually said that comment? Because it'd be interesting to know why West Ham fans don't think this deal will go over the line. I mean, there's obviously murmurs that Arsenal are poking around in the deal as well. So maybe Arsenal get it over the line. But that Brazilian midfielder is looking Premier League bound, whatever way you look at it. So if you're a Lyon fan, bit of a gutting one for you, of course. But I'd like to know why West Ham fans don't think that it will get across the line. Paquetá would suit Liverpool very well, says Brett L. Which I agree with. But at the same time, If we wanted it to happen, it would have happened already. Paquetá would suit Liverpool very well, says Brett L again. And Lucky Singh says the Arsenal deal could be done. We're still waiting to hear how those hijack talks have gone. Speaking of Arsenal, a midfielder that's looking like he's going to leave is Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Talks now in progress with Arsenal with an on loan to buy option with Southampton. The Saints. His current deal extends in 2024, so he's got 2 years left on his deal. So he's looking to get some playing time. Who knows? There might even be a great run of form to allow him to get into that World Cup squad, which I think is a bit far away. But it's not just Southampton in the race for the signature of Ainsley Maitland-Niles. 2 other clubs I'm hearing as well are also interested in the player. Now, if you're an Arsenal fan, he never plays. He's tried. He's done, a lot of talking outside of the pitch to make sure that he can get game time. He was, I think he was on loan last season at West Brom. I might be wrong. He might have gone somewhere else. It may be abroad. But either way, it hasn't really worked out for him. He did have that spell in the team, maybe 2019-20, when he really did look good, and maybe he could have been the right wing back of the team. But at the minute, it looks like he's leaving the club, and that could be a loan or it could be a permanent deal. So let me know in the comments what you think is the end destination when it comes to Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Yes, Roma. That was correct. Thank you, everyone in the comments, for reminding me. It was Roma last season. Speaking of the Premier League, Eric Bailly has now joined Olympique Marseille on a loan deal until this time next year. There is a clause in that deal that if Champions League is secured, then Marseille will look to buy him permanently, stick him with Arsenal. It also looks like Nicolas Pepe is in advanced talks to join Nice. Now, Arsenal fans, I know a couple of you have mentioned Pepe in the comments. Look at Nobby Piles's comment there. Pepe is panic buying at its finest for 72 million. Facts. Now, I think when he joined the club, there was so much hype around him. I mean, because of what we'd seen of him in France, what we'd seen in the early stages of his Arsenal career was promising. I think in his debut season, I think he gets 16 goals in all comps, which is a very good return, really, for a winger. And realistically, if Nicolas Pepe leaves Arsenal now in this window, even if it is just a loan deal, it looks like it could be what is called a flop. Arsenal fans, let us know. Do you want to see Pepe leave? Does he give you that depth in the squad? If we have got any OG Nice fans in the chat as well, let us know what he brings to that team, which has obviously been added to quite recently with the likes of Kasper Schmeichel as well. So apparently that is done now. So let us know in the comments how you feel about that deal. Pepe leaves Arsenal after only joining in 2018. He's been there 4 years, hasn't really been on fire. He's been in and out, and that's how I think I'd sum up his Arsenal time. And Antony says, as an Arsenal fan, Pepe was a mistake. O'Malley, though, says that Pepe was not a panic buy. It was poor scouting and a coaching change. There we go. Antony says, we better, without him, we need the wage more. And Shin says, Pepe deal is money laundry. Well, there you go. There's the opinions of the Arsenal fans. Right, staying in North London, Deli Ali has now flown to Istanbul to make that deal with Besiktas. It looks like a loan deal will be confirmed as reported last week. Now, Deli Ali, I mean, talk about a player or a career that has promised so much in the early stages that just hasn't lived up to its full potential. Let's not forget, Everton fans had this man's face on a mural outside Goodison Park when he joined in January. It totally hasn't worked out for him. I think they've wasted around 20 million on the deal thus far in terms of wages, etc., and signing on fee. But he's only had one start for Everton under Frank Lampard, which isn't good enough, considering the early promise that he's had. I mean, this guy in probably 2016-17 was on course to overtake the likes of Stevie G and Frank Lampard with his, goal scoring record at such a young and early age in the Premier League. This guy had it all. He really did have it all, and it's just a shame, really. I mean, listen, he's at Everton. I'm a Liverpool fan, so in a way, it's been nice to see them fail in the transfer market again. But if you're looking at Deli Ali's career, I guarantee you Besiktas would not have been on the list of places that he would want to go to, especially considering it's a World Cup year. He was such a key name in 2018 when he played for England in the World Cup, but now it just seems like he's going to fizzle away. And this deal for a loan option, it's not even to buy, means that he will be back at Everton this time next year, and they'll have the same predicament then, unless he smashes it in Turkey and comes back and does really well. But it just hasn't worked out for Deli Ali at all in the last maybe, 4 years, really, when you think about it. Simon says Deli's dress sense at Everton on unveiling says it all. Maybe a bit harsh to, you know, base it on his dress sense, but I do agree. Since he's joined Everton, it's not gone well at all for him in the slightest. Nobby Piles says, I gave Pepe every chance to redeem himself, still on Arsenal. But he also says that it's shocking from Deli Ali. England international in 2016. He's not really anywhere near that squad now, as they approach that World Cup for the first time in the winter, I should say, in Qatar. So it looks like Deli Ali's on loan to Besiktas. Everton fans, do you think this is a big loss? Do you think that you can cope without him and risk maybe not having that strength in depth? Gunning You Down says, worst work ethic I've ever seen. Deli Ali failed himself. If you remember the All or Nothing documentary, there was a moment where Mourinho gets hold of Deli Ali in the office and says, listen, it's down to you to turn this around. It's down to you to work hard, expect more of yourself, demand more of yourself. And it doesn't look like he's listened, if I'm honest. So Deli Ali is gone. He's gone to Turkey. Right, an update on the Antony deal. A new bid has not been submitted yet by Manchester United, but they have not changed their plans since yesterday. The new proposal will be made soon, according to Fabrizio Romano, and Antony and his agent are waiting as a long-term deal hopefully gets agreed for him. This one has been whiling on now for some time. I mean, realistically, if he does go to Manchester United, for that price tag, you'd have to say it's overpriced. You'd have to say it's too much money for him. I mean, I don't think this guy's actually ever scored more than 10 league goals in a campaign. So if we're led to believe that the fee will be around £100 million, then you'd have to say that's massively overpriced for Antony. But Ajax are obviously insisting on keeping him. They're trying to give Manchester United a false hope by setting the price tag so high to maybe scare them away. But United look like they're going to pay it, which is unbelievable. Ajax want to keep the Brazilian star. Bayer Leverkusen and Chelsea are in direct talks today, talking about the signing of Calum Hudson-Adoi on loan. They need the player's green light to go ahead with this one. Documents are being prepared very soon. It's a loan deal, apparently, with no buy option clause as expected. A potential buyback clause. So that's another story. But Chelsea and Leverkusen looking like they're going to come to terms and agree a deal for Hudson-Adoi. Now, Chelsea fans light when it comes to, I mean, what would you call him? A wing-back, a winger? I mean, I can't really nail down his best position, if I'm honest with you. But listen, playing time, he'll get that in Germany. He's obviously got some other English lads who have done the same thing, and it's worked out really well. But listen, if he goes out there, he could smash it. He really could. He'll get the game time for sure. No Sir Martins says, goodbye, Hudson. See you later. Unbelievable there. Hasn't really settled at Chelsea. But the thing I was talking about with the loan option, with the loan with the potential buyback clause, is Brian Gill from Tottenham to Valencia. There you go. That's another one that hasn't worked out. Apparently, also to stay on Tottenham, Sampdoria are showing interest in Harry Winks. This is a player that we've been speaking about a lot recently in the transfer market. No one's really come in for him, but he looks like he might be going to Sampdoria. Apparently, no talks with Roma as things stand. He hoped that Harry Winks could maybe reunite with his old boss, Jose Mourinho, but no. He looks like he could be going to Sampdoria, out of all places. Who would have thought it? Roma also apparently close to agreeing on a deal for Andrea Belotti. If you watched yesterday's show, you will have seen us talk about the free agent 11, and Belotti was part of that. It looks like he could be going to Roma to play with Jose Mourinho. Apparently, the verbal agreement has been in place now for some weeks. Speaking of free agent 11s, Serge Aurier is now having a medical. This is really breaking news with Nottingham Forest. It will be their 19th summer signing, and he is the former Tottenham right back who will come in and play in the Premier League again after being a Bosman. He is free agent. We spoke about him as right back yesterday in that free agent 11. So a lot of deals still going over the line. A lot of deals still yet to be have those the I's dotted and the T's crossed. One more signing that is massive today that has come through out of nowhere again is that Christopher Isak signing for Newcastle. Nobby Pyle saying it will be an interesting signing for everyone. Mega huge gamble from Sweden. No Freddie Ljungberg. Who knows? Tracy says Isak to Newcastle may be the scoop of the year. Fantastic signing. And this is the thing, you know, obviously Newcastle needed another option apart from Callum Wilson, who is obviously injury prone. So Isak has been linked with all the best and biggest clubs really across the last couple of transfer windows. And now it looks like Newcastle, and it's a big fee as well. It's around the £70 million mark. Real Sociedad getting the maximum out of this deal. So Newcastle fans, let me know in the comments, how are you feeling about your new star man, Christopher Isak? A big gamble really for Newcastle to spend that much on him, but they've got their man. They've been looking for a striker all summer, and after drawing 3-3 with Man City only the other day, it looks like that signing has now been made. So Newcastle fans, let us know. Sai says Isak is like the best holder of the ball, scores goals too. LFC should have got him. Well, obviously we didn't. Isak, for me, I mean, we saw bits of him last year at the Euros, was very interesting. Real Sociedad have done well to keep hold of him for this long, considering the players and the teams that were linked with him last year. And they'll be happy with that money. I mean, from what I've seen of Isak, he likes to hold the ball up and bring others into play. So the likes of Bruno Guimaraes, Callum Wilson will be buzzing about that. I don't think necessarily, I mean, it's craziness to say that. I don't think for 70 million you're going to expect an out-and-out goal scorer. I don't think that's maybe his job in the team. It's maybe more to bring in the likes of Alan St-Maximin, Miggy Almiron, Ryan Fraser, Callum Wilson, Chris Wood, potentially as well. And it's Alexander Isak as well. It's not Christopher. Thank you very much to Tracy for reminding me in the comments. But it is Alexander. And it looks like it could be, well, it is Newcastle's record signing of all time. So they've smashed the record there completely. I mean, I think the last one was Bruno Guimaraes. And it looks like they have absolutely smashed that transfer record. Swedish Chris Wood, says Al Guapo. Josh asks, who's in for Paquetá? It looks like at the minute, West Ham and Arsenal for sure. It looks like West Ham and Arsenal for sure at the minute. West Ham leading that race. But Arsenal, as we mentioned, could sneak in the back door and try something to intercept that deal. Also, Samuel Umtiti, the Barcelona defender, has gone to Serie A side Lecce on loan until a year from now. Again, another player that they've got off the wage books for a year. So again, more opportunities to register the likes of other players like Koundé. They're actually playing right now against Manchester City, and I believe the score is 1-1. There is a glorified friendly tonight, a charity fundraising event. Barcelona versus Man City, 90,000 tickets sold for this one. And there was a goal on the 21st minute from Julian Alvarez. And then the 29th, Aubameyang has equalised for Barcelona. So will he stay or will he go? AGT, we're begging for signings at Liverpool. We're feeling the Mike Edwards effects from leaving, not going to lie. Well, listen, we've still got time in the window. We can hope. We can hope. Right, I think that is around about it, if I'm honest with you. We've got through a lot of stories there. Also, apparently Ziyech has had some meetings with Ajax to maybe go back from Chelsea to Ajax. That could be, again, another flop, really, when you think about what Ziyech has managed to achieve at Chelsea. Of course, he's won the Champions League and the World Club Cup, but for him to go back to Ajax, I mean, it's a disappointing end to what promised to be a really good signing for Chelsea, but it hasn't really worked out for him at Stamford Bridge, really. But there you go. There's all the updates for you. I've squeezed about 10 to 15 things in there, so hopefully that gives you a good update so far. Matisse will be with you for the rest of the week. And make sure you join us again tomorrow. Also, remember, become a member on DR Sports, as RMW did on this very stream. So there you go. There's your stories. We'll be back with more tomorrow. Take care. All the best. And I'll see you then. Well, Matisse will see you then.